Hello and welcome to Trailblazers Book Club, a podcast by Trailblazers Toastmasters Club. Get ready to ignite your curiosity, expand your knowledge, and embark on a path of continuous learning and improvement. Tune in and join us as we pave the way to becoming trailblazers in our personal and professional lives. I'm your host Abhinav and I have been with Trailblazers and Toastmasters since June 2016. Though I cannot call myself an avid reader, but I take this opportunity to explore new perspectives and ideas. In this podcast, we discuss books related to communication and leadership. As they say, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. I believe that if you read books, surely some part of your brain gets triggered that enables you to look at things much more deeply. And whether you are a seasoned bookworm or just beginning your reading adventure, Trailblazers Book Club is your guide to unlocking the secrets of effective communication and impactful leadership. I'm going to review some of my favorite books I have read in recent past. Sit back and enjoy and learn tidbits from the best books out there related to communication and leadership. Hello again to Trailblazers Book Club, a podcast by Trailblazers Toastmasters Club. In this podcast, we discuss books, book reviews, and we also talk to people who have read books, they are good readers, or want to become good readers themselves. In today's episode, we have somebody from our own club, Trailblazers Club, who has been in the club more than I have been. He has joined the club back in 2015 itself. It's been almost 9 years now. He has been an area director, he has been the club president, with membership and so on. A lot of things he has done. And he's one person who I know read books, pretty sure more than me. So please welcome our new guest today, Toastmaster Narayanan.
Thank you.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Before we start, can I ask you to give an introduction about yourself, about your journey to Toastmasters, and also if you want to add your journey about reading.
In the Toastmasters journey, it's been almost 8.5, 9 years now. I am someone who believes in positive or a constructive distraction. I'm not someone who believes in 10 hours of work day in, day out. I'm sure that is not going to be productive at all. I believe in some people having some kind of a fallback option. We used to have something called the Employee Fun Club in the earlier office. And when that was done, I was once taking up a cup of coffee, walking across, I saw a notice board that said that walk into the room only after the applause is done and try the Toastmasters. And I was curious. I heard the applause. I walked inside. I took the first table topic after half an hour or so after getting inside. And then I never looked back. It's been a wonderful journey. I'm sure all of you know that there are millions of platforms which help you in communication, leadership, stuff like that. Maybe with lesser cost than what but then the kind of encouragement, the kind of bonding, the kind of support, irrespective of how you fare in a session or in a contest or in your leadership role, the support always continues. And believe me, a continuous positive support can really impact someone's life very, very positively. I've been through that. I can feel it, and hence the statement. Life has changed for me definitely, for sure, in these 8.5 years.
All right. Thank you for the introduction. I'm pretty sure when people hear you speaking, there are a lot of good use of English language. There are a lot of phrases, codes, similes, metaphors, categorical devices, right? May I say? You use them a lot. So pretty sure, that's my guess, but I'm pretty sure that it comes from the love of reading. Without reading, you can't be that much more articulate. So can you explain about your reading journey as well?
I should thank my mom for that. My mom was an English teacher in a primary school. She used to take English for class 5. And her regret was she could never be a graduate who could teach for higher classes or go to a college and call herself a professor. That was a regret that remained with her for a long time. And her diktat to me was to spend a lot of time in reading. I was from a very conservative family. I had very restricted time in playing. I was not very entitled or very inclined towards physical activity. I used to play a little bit, but I was exposed to newspaper reading, writing, right from a very young age. A slightest mistake in my grammar would really uh, cost me a lot. And so it started from there, and I ensured that like I was made to read almost anything that came to my hand, and that became a habit eventually. And as I started making my own money, I had a habit of spending a small percentage of my income in a book fair that happens in Chennai once a year. I used to buy a set of books, read. I don't do it nowadays after coming to Bengaluru here, but I do keep up the habit of reading. It's not as voracious as it used to be, but I do try to keep up reading something or other. So that's how it started. It helps me to keep myself away from these technical gadgets. I'm not very good in gadgets. If at all you call me for a con on reading, I'm not very good in gadgets.
So don't you read Kindle, you read on text
No,
paper?
no, I read on books. I take a pen in my hand, a pencil in my hand, underline when I read something, have a proper bookmark, stuff like that. Old school, but I like that.
Okay. So which book do you think has made a good impact on your life? And if you want to talk about in general as well, you can.
Lot of books. The one books that I always keep reading to whenever I'm down and out is the book is called Tough Times Never Last, Tough People Do. I happened to get that book long before I was a Toastmaster accidentally. It just came to me one fine day when I was cleaning the shelf. I just don't know who kept it there. It had no name and also. I read that book. Uh, I was told that some books are to be read, enjoyed. Some books are to be digested. Now, the books that I call digested are books that stay with you lifelong. This book is written by somebody called Dr. Robert Schuller. He was a pastor in a church in California. When we say great people or when we say successful people, we look up to some names, 5, 6 names whom we know. With due respect, they are great people. We have streets named after them. We see their faces in the currency notes. We have holidays, stuff like that. But that book tells us that the person who sits next to me, the person who manages a family day in, day out, makes money, goes to office, gets the money, educates the children, makes sure that they go the right path, set up a legacy. The person who runs a shop day in, day out, daily income basis. The neighbor next door, the person who travels by in the cab, they are also great people. It's just that they are not famous. This book talks about very ordinary people, very, very ordinary people, uh, with supposedly no skills. They face serious adversity one fine day morning. Life comes to a standstill for them. They are the bread feeders to the family. They do not know what to do. Now just imagine, just put ourselves in the situation for a few seconds, hypothetically. And what did they do? They just ordinary people. Person who pays bills, who they pay rent every. And one find it. And then they look back, they introspect. And then they say that I am not going to give up. Fine. I will change this adversity into an opportunity. Let me make a turnaround. And they face criticisms, of course, yes. And they beat the hell out of it, come back stronger, they come back successful. Dr. Schuller talks about 15, 20 people whom he had come across who had shown him the path to success. Success defined by very, very, very ordinary people. And these people were role models for him. He talks about these people and he talks about these people in a huge seminar.
Okay.
And listening to them, many people get inspired. This book for me is an number one inspiration for me. Whenever I'm down out, I go back to this book.
So the takeaway from me, for me, is that because I've not read this book myself, that if you have resilience, whatever adversity might come your way, you all have. I mean, everybody has power to overcome it.
Definitely, definitely.
All right. Any specific part of the book, any story you want to share, anything which you can remember, or maybe from your own life, which has resonated with you from the book?
From the book, it was like it had both the sides of it. During the 9/11 attacks, I was working in a small company. That was a company which gave me chances to work abroad as well.
2001.
2001. That was my second company, in fact, if I'm not wrong. And we had to shut down the general manager came back and told we don't have money to pay you. You can come back to office day. You can come to office. You can work on the system. You can learn something, but I can't pay you from this month onwards. Uh, it was too early in my career to face that. But today I think good that I faced that much earlier in my career. I was just out of college, 1 year out of college at that time. But then he told, do not worry. Please don't be scared about this. And for some reason, I didn't tell this to my phone. I went back, read this book. Oh, so what do I do now? So I have to know what the only, from what I recruit the book is, what do we do? Okay, now the door is shut. What do I do? Continue to apply for jobs. Make sure that your resume stands outside. So skill improvement. Uh, Next day morning, I told home that, no office for me, no salary.
Okay.
I'm going to go attend this course for 30 days. I did an SAP course in materials management. Went to 30 days. The 38th day, I got placed. I would definitely credit that to that reading, that kind of vibe I got from reading that book. It is very old school, like similar to one of your earlier comments to like Dale Carnegie's presentation. Is slightly old school. It's a very old book, 1890 years old maybe, but the content still is relevant.
All right. I recently read a book called Same as Ever. It's a book called Same as Ever. It's by a financial blogger called as Morgan Housel. He tells us whatever might happen in the world, how humans behave to certain things remains same.
Correct.
Even if technology changes, new tech comes in, the financial model changes.
Correct.
People behave always same.
Correct.
Like recession happened in 2008.
Correct.
It'll happen again because
Correct.
people are buying at different prices and so on.
Correct.
So, like you said, people always stay same.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So, whether the lesson from me might be 1940 or 2040, this thing will never change.
It will never.
All right. For the in Toastmasters journey itself, how much book reading has helped you in crafting speeches, especially the part where you have to add a lot of beautifulness to the speech, basically the rhetorical devices. So book reading will surely play a part in that.
To an extent, yes. I would say that when you spend your time to your own, sitting with a book in your hand, you will be eventually disconnected from the other distractions. You will be on your own. You will be to yourself, you and your book. That will help you to answer the one common question that I hear every time when the contest season comes. I don't have a title, I don't have a story for a contest. What do I talk about? Where do I find it? Very getting difficult. That is because we have switched off from the traditional method of reading books. That is what I would point my fingers on. There could be many other reasons. So reading books helps you to stay creative. They give you information which may not be relevant to you when you're reading the book. But trust me, somewhere down the line, even outside of Toastmasters, a particular content that you have come across will definitely be a good input to you somewhere down the line. It has happened to me. It will happen to anybody who's got a continuous habit of reading. I'm sure it will help you. You will stay creative. Rhetorics is one thing that I have taken a personal love to. I somehow after doing the CC4 in our old conventional path, I've taken a lot of love towards it. That is something that I have a personal inclination upon, but I wouldn't recommend an overdose of it.
Correct.
That again comes up in reading, of course, reading. So the more you read, more professional you can be.
Okay. For the Toastmasters who are new now out there, who have joined the club recently, because you have a lot of people who have joined the club recently, any advice you want to give them about how to proceed their speeches, about reading or anything? You want to share anything?
Just cultivate the habit of reading. I don't mean to pinpoint, but I do see that the habit of reading has come down very drastically among the current generation or maybe even generation earlier than that. We have many young parents in our club, as I see. Please do read. When you read, that habit will definitely transcend to the next generation also. The primary reason is I might probably use the word scared. I'm literally scared the way gadgets are eating the space of children nowadays. We may probably at this age, maybe adults, we can probably stay inert to the effects of gadgets, but children, whenever I read something in the news nowadays, and they say that the reason behind all that this thing was that because child used to spend 18 hours a day in front of the mobile, it really scares me a lot. And when the father and mother are reading every day, child will automatically fall into that habit. Reading is a wonderful, irrespective of whether you're a Toastmaster or not, reading is a wonderful habit that gives you your time. It helps you build in your language command. It helps you, gives you fresh breath of new thoughts, creativity. It helps your sanity check intact.
All right. We have part away. The last thing I want to talk about is about leadership. So I quote a very famous quote from Mark Twain, which says, "A person who does not read has no advantage over the person who cannot read." Same thing I learned from our Toastmasters magazine. There was a district, the international president, Arunachalam, something from Sri Lanka, 2016 something. He said a person who does not lead holds no advantage of over the person who doesn't want to lead. The person who doesn't lead has no advantage over the person who doesn't want to lead.
Right.
Your take on that?
So Abhinav, definitely a seasoned leader. Definitely makes a lot of sense. I was a reluctant leader when I first took that badge on me. All credit to the teammates and to my mentor who said that you can do well. The difference of leadership in Toastmasters is you are more of a servant leader. Then you might ask me, then what's the benefit of being a servant leader? Unless you do something, you show the results, you cannot expect others to follow. Now, Toastmasters leadership title given to you is a title. It does not entitle you to power down your authority on somebody else. No, it doesn't work that way. As a club leader, you can only request another person to do a role, assist a role, take over an event. As a director, you can request the club president to ramp up the membership, ask for any help. But that person does not respond to you. You just cannot scream at the person. No way. The only way to influence that child did was you do that once in front of them. Show them it can be done. Show them that the results will come in. They will follow eventually. There were very passive clubs where people used to just walk in, walk out when the station was going. And being the old school guy, I must say the first rule that we say is like that, when you come inside, you come in only during the clubs. You leave only during the club. Respect the person who is on the stage. And when I did that, when I was late, I stood outside and the club came and I came in. I did not allow the other person. I took the SA road in one of the clubs, didn't allow him to come inside. When then they saw that there's sanctity to that, they followed that. And from there on, from the SA routine, it started. That club went on to do well. My area could do well. I think the service mentality, doing upfront and proving that it can be done, brings in result. And when doing that, you become much more humble in yourself. I was not that guy earlier. I was slightly arrogant. But when the moment I got that badge in, when I knew that's the only way to get the job done, it was the personal reformation in myself also.
All right. I think we learned a lot of lessons from reading books, how to lead, your personal journey as a son of an English teacher, how it came about, and so on. That comes to an end for the episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Trailblazers Toastmasters Club and Trailblazers Book Club will continue to share more such stories, more such leaders, and we keep leading, keep reading. Thank you so much.
Anytime, thank you very much.
As we conclude today's expedition into the world of books, remember that every page turned is a step forward in our quest for knowledge and inspiration. Whether you're intrigued by the book we discussed, or you're eager to explore new literary trails, let's continue blazing new paths in our reading journey. Don't forget to join the Trailblazers Book Club by subscribing for more captivating book reviews and sharing your insights with us. Together, let's create a community of trailblazing leaders and readers who embrace the power of storytelling. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep reading, and may your literary discoveries light up your path. This is your host, Abhinav signing off. See you in the next episode.